Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Record YouTube channel. I think it's the first video of this new era where we're actually in the office.
Yes,
This is
sir.
our office, by the way. And I am here with the brand new Record president, Marcus Ramos.
Woo!
Give him a warm welcome in the comments by doing some clapping hands emojis or something. How's it
me up.
going?
Going pretty good. It's nice to actually, be president now. I was never expecting when I joined to actually become
Yeah.
the president, but I stepped up to it, I guess.
Yeah. So to anyone who is new here to this channel or watching, do you want to do a small introduction about yourself? Mm-hmm. Kind of who you are and what you're doing here at the Record?
So, I guess I can start with my name is Marcus Ramos. I'm a junior here at Buffalo State, and this is obviously my first semester here as the president of the Record. I've been a part of the Record for about a year and a half at this point, and in terms of coming to Buff State, I'm from New York City, but I am coming here to Buff State mainly just for college. But I do like Buffalo a lot, so maybe I'll stay around. Who knows?
Nice. And for anyone who doesn't know, and Marcus, you were basically unexpectedly thrown into this role of the president with, I want to say, days before the semester started.
Yeah.
How did you prepare yourself for this role within days' notice?
I mean, on the one hand, I was already vice president, so I do know a lot of how the organization runs. And in my mind, I always thought, since the previous president, he was always busy with work and stuff. Sometimes I might have to take the reins for the meeting, so I kind of got my feet wet already. So to me, this is kind of like the equivalent of going part-time, full-time, essentially.
Okay.
So
That's
I
a good way to
already,
put it.
yeah, I already knew the basic rundown. Essentially, this is just me jumping right into it fully now.
Okay, nice. And it's been about 3 weeks now, so how does it kind of feel getting your feet wet and
Feels
officially
pretty
being
good.
president?
I've done a decent bit already so far.
Yeah.
I talked with a lot of different people like, hey, I'm the president now. Hit me up so we can work something out. Like I talked to USG, who, for those that aren't aware, USG is United Students Government, which is like the organization that watches every organization on campus. So I talked with them. We're starting to build a relationship with them
Yep.
now.
We're going to
'Cause,
start corresponding.
yeah, we're working on that. Talk to the communications department head. She has stuff that I could do, or the Record as a whole could do. Just working through it,
Yeah, kind of going past the initial layer of whatever the heck is, taking everything a step further, which I
Yeah.
think is a great way to, kind of just start the semester and the year. It's a fresh year. So you actually aren't from Buffalo, right?
Nah.
So what was kind of the draw to Buffalo State in the first place?
One of the main draws to me, first off, affordability. Compared to a lot of other colleges, this is a lot more affordable. And I've grown up in New York City literally my entire life. And even still to this day, even though we're on the Canadian border, I have never left the country.
Dang.
So New York is all I know. But even still, I wanted to at least get a little break from the city since there my whole life. And I thought that Buffalo was distant enough to where I could have a different experience here than I would in New York City.
Yeah.
And so far that has been pretty true, where I've had a lot of different experiences here. I've met different kinds of people here that I would have back in New York City, even though New York City is a very diverse place. And I am very glad about being here because I feel like Buffalo is very welcoming, at least to me. I've never felt out of place here talking with all the different people. Say I do an article, I'm going around talking to people outside, not even around campus. I've never felt ostracized or pushed away or anything like that.
Nice. And do you feel like the, food, culture, and the people is playing a big part into you staying aside just from your education?
Definitely, yeah. The food here is great.
Yeah.
Shout out on Elmwood, Cole's. I love that restaurant
You might
so
have to
much.
check it out.
The shepherd's pie there, I
Okay.
love that shepherd's pie. I can't lie to you.
Okay.
The food and the people. I have a bunch of friends here now, which I'm very grateful for since I came here knowing absolutely
Yeah.
nobody. There's a complete blind, all right, I'm going here. I know nobody. Let's start college. And now I have a bunch of friends here, so I'm always grateful for that. Also just the vibe here, It's very, I'm from Queens, New York City, and that borough is very quiet in
Okay.
comparison to a lot of the other boroughs, especially Brooklyn and Manhattan. I also really like just how quiet it is up here. which is
Nice.
something that, because my sister visited here with me, she was very off put by that because she's from Brooklyn. She was like, it's just too eerily quiet. Where to me, I just felt like it was home. So
She kind of likes the hustle bustle of the
yeah,
city. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's definitely good to try different places while you're young because ultimately you'll decide where you want to go when you're older. So that's awesome, man. And taking it back to kind of your roots and finding out which direction you wanted to go to, was there any moments like as a kid where you kind of either found out writing was for you or fell in love with writing?
I feel like with a lot of things in my life, it was definitely like how my parents, especially my dad, encouraged me because as a kid, I used to just read a lot. And my dad, he really encouraged that. Like he always brought me to the libraries and check out books, or he would encourage me to, like he even embraced all different kinds of literature. Like I tell him, oh, I just read like a comic book. It's not really a real book. But he would say, no, you're reading. That's good. And so obviously I would always value good writing from that standpoint. And as a kid, going through elementary, middle school, high school, writing was always my strong suit. Like the English class was always my favorite class because that's where I would get to write stuff out and really flex my brain, I guess is a good way of putting it. Of saying like, okay, I'm gonna write this, boom, boom, boom. And all my essays, like I don't want to flex, but like all the essays that I did for school, they all got good grades. So it made me realize that maybe this writing stuff is for me. Hence why when college finally came around, I decided to go with the English major because I feel like with all the other majors out there, I feel like I just would not have excelled in them all that much. I probably would have just like fumbled around and probably not really find my place essentially. Whereas with the English major, especially since it gives me such a wide net of careers that I could apply to after college, I feel like it is like the right choice for me and kind of like what I was born to do essentially.
Nice. And people wouldn't expect an English major to join the school newspaper, but you did.
Yeah.
And was there anything that specifically drew you to the newspaper aside from just an outlet to write?
I felt like it was like one of the things, first off, when I was applying for colleges and stuff and trying to figure out what major, journalism was on the radar. But I felt like as a specific major, that might be too pigeonholed for me personally, but I was still interested in it. And so one day I was looking at all the different clubs on campus and saw the record. And so I thought, hey, we have a school newspaper. Why don't I write for that? Try to see what journalism is like. Then after that, back home at New York City, I interned at an actual like legitimate newspaper called the Queen's Ledger. Shout out them. Muhammad, if you're watching this, because I might link this to you. Yeah. What's good, bro? What's good? But like I interned there, and that's where I really got experience as a journalist.
Okay.
Since I actually joined the Record pretty late into the spring semester of 2 years ago at this point. And so I didn't write any articles there. It was at the Queen's Ledger that I got to write articles and get experience as a journalist. And just going around like the borough of Queens, talking to a bunch of different people, seeing all the different lifestyles, like all the different events and how Queens is very diverse. Like New York City as a whole, just like very diverse. It made me realize that journalism is a very good outlet for me because it's like a multifaceted thing of I'm able to go out and meet new people. I'm able to experience what the neighborhood around me has to offer. I'm able to like give exposure to things that really matter, like social issues or people who want to advertise like third spaces, which are important today, like that kind of sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that like journalism it's so just vast and wide. I mean, we're what we're doing right now 20 years ago maybe wouldn't think it's journalism.
Yeah.
But it is. People who just document their day, it's journalism. Almost there's so many different outlets to do journalism, and I think it's great that you found one at college and are able to kind of, double down on, okay, I like this, and this is even like solidifying my choices, which is awesome, man. Let's see what else. You did want to make a point that you have made history as the first Record president
who is Afro-Latino. We have not done research into that, but I would like to think I'm the first Afro-Latino president, which, given the month, I think is pretty fire. Yeah. I can't lie.
So I think that's awesome that you can embrace your heritage that way. We don't know if we'll be able to search up, but I mean, do you think there's any even records of that?
I have no idea. I can't lie to you.
We will fact check to the best of our ability about that. So in terms of the Record and your presidency, our membership has been fairly steady.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our retention has been good for at least like some core members.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely been some in and outs, but do you have any plans to take recruitment a step further to get some new members this semester?
Definitely by just advertising ourselves more and definitely interacting with more people, like more organizations, on campus. Because I feel like one thing about us is we have been kind of secluded in our own little niche,
Yeah.
especially for like the last couple years. So I feel like the best way to get ourselves out there is like how earlier I said I talked with the USG president. Like in that I mentioned to him, if you guys have any orgs that need advertising or just communication or whatever, talk to us.
Collaboration.
Yeah. And so I want to do that. I want to have more unique events during the semester because we have meetings every Tuesday, Thursday. I think during those we could try to go a little more outside of what we usually do so we can attract more eyes to us. Because I feel like if we get more eyes, we can also have people realize just how important the record is for the college. I mean, we've been here for over 100 years at this point. Like, we are very much ingrained in this college's DNA. So I feel like I want to make people realize just how important this is for the college's identity.
And I think it's so cool you talk about like how important it is for the college. You know, if somebody wants to see what went down at the Ruse versus Buff State women's hockey game, you'll see a trio at that game, you know, in the field, boots on the ground coverage, and that's just what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that the record has the opportunity to do that and still does. Like we said, hundreds of years later after it started.
Yeah.
And you kind of mentioned that the relation, like you came here not really knowing anyone, made some awesome relationships. How important are those relationships that you've built through the record and through Buff State?
Very important, I'd say, because like being a journalist is very much a collaborative effort. There's whenever you read an article, there's no single person that's doing everything. There's always the person who writes it. There could be a photographer. There's the person who edits it. There could also be like a person who even assigned the story in the first place and gave it to a different person. So especially like with the internship that I had during the summer with the Queen's Ledger, it showed me how important collaboration is in being a journalist. And so when I came back to actually start with the record, that was something that I really kept in mind and something that I'm still keeping in mind as president, where I don't want to fly solo, essentially. I want to make sure that I'm basically open to everybody and I'm open to every idea that someone throws at me. I'm able to say, okay, how can we incorporate this, or that? And even then, if someone doesn't come to me, I come to them for ideas. So I recognize that collaboration is very important for making sure that we actually flourish like as a newspaper.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I joined in 2025, and it did feel like we were kind of in a hole a little bit, digging ourselves out, and it's kind of like we got our hands on the rim, and it's like we're pulling ourselves out this semester, and I'm super excited to not only work alongside you, but everyone else on the team is awesome. And do you want to kind of, without giving too much away, kind of preview at what's coming for the record in these next couple of weeks?
I mean, we definitely want to expand the kind of things that we do cover.
Yes.
We want to have a wider net of what we talk about here. That's definitely, I don't want to say specifically what we're going to talk about, but still, I want to include more things just so we show that we're not pigeonholed into one kind of topic, that we're not very niche. Because I feel like if people think that we're niche, they might not be interested.
Yep.
So if we show that we are very open to covering a wide range of topics, like any kind of like legacy news outlet, because that's kind of what we are at this point, especially because, again, 100 years. So we are, for all intents and purposes, a legacy news outlet. So I want people to see that we are on the level of any kind of, like, the first thing that people come to mind when they think legacy news, like New York Times. Maybe that's too lofty for me to say, but like it's never bad to be ambitious, you know?
Yeah, never. And I really want to thank you, one, for sitting down, speaking with me, and also introducing yourself to our audience. We want to thank everyone who is supporting us on the YouTube channel. It's really just the beginning in terms of content. We've kind of finally found our groove, our stride, and a way to actually produce awesome videos for you. And I want to say thank you, brother.
Of course.
It's awesome. I met Marcus through the record. Awesome friendship.
Yes, sir.
So thank you everyone for watching. Any final words, Marcus?
Read our articles, watch our videos, just check us out.
Yep. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
see everyone in the next video. Peace.
See ya.